What's up, everybody? Renfail here. Hopefully, you're doing well. Behind me, I've got Shadow of the Road going on, which is a really interesting sort of like mixture of historical fiction with fantasy, steampunk, it's feudal Japan, it's magic, it's a lot of different things bundled together. It's a tactical top-down CRPG that's produced by Another Angle Games, or being developed by Another Angle Games, and published by Owlcat Games, who you might know from their Pathfinder and Warhammer titles. Owlcat reached out and got me a closed alpha copy ahead of the launch of the alpha, which drops on March 25th. So I want to give a shout out to them for the early access key to this. If you caught the first impressions video from yesterday, we did about a 45-minute section, and then today is the early thoughts video. And if you're not familiar with how my review process works, I always do 3 different reviews for every game I play. I do an early thoughts video, which usually happens after the first session or the first stream, followed up by an initial review after around 20 to 25 hours, and then finally a final review upon the completion of the game. Now, this one's a little different because it's a closed alpha, so it's not a launched title, and there's going to be a lot of different things going through this process into this game. There's a lot going on, so we can't really judge it too much right now because it is a closed alpha, but I do just want to give my early thoughts on the closed alpha experience that I had with this game, and I will be streaming this game in the near future, so make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update so that you can catch that when it happens. I'm a little swamped with other releases right now, but as soon as I get a break in the schedule, we're going to be checking this one out, so stay tuned. In the meantime, let's talk about Shadow of the Road, because it's definitely a unique experience. And what you're seeing here behind me is the closed alpha build. So any abnormalities, things you might see, it's going to be typical disclaimer out there in the open about the fact that this is an early access build, closed alpha build, so there might be anomalies. So there's a bunch of stuff at the bottom of the right there. You'll see about which version we're playing. It's definitely very, very interesting. The controls, I mean, there's obviously still a lot left to do and a lot of polish left to add to this. So knowing that out of the gate, I got to say I really like what I see here so far. It's right now, I don't know how many total party members you can have in your party because I've only played it for about 45 minutes so far. But we have 2 characters that we start off the gate with. There does not appear to be a character creator as of right now. You're just given these 2 characters who already have a backstory, and you're provided with that backstory and then dropped into the game, and you pick up in a tavern essentially on their journey, and they then go forth on that journey through the wilderness. And right now we're in what's called an open exploration environment, and we're moving around and exploring. So it's all turn-based, it's all click-based. It does not appear to have any controller support as of yet. I don't know if it eventually will have controller support. So it is mouse and keyboard only. It's a Steam beta, alpha I should say. I don't know why I said beta. You can pick things up in the environment as you see them. They've got these really cool like flower effects, like the cherry blossom flowers, petals, I believe, which are flowing above things when you can interact with them on the map. You click right mouse button to move things around. You can hold down the middle mouse button to spin your camera. You can also do the old E and Q and E to move your camera around, but it's not seamless, so it's 1 turn per click, so you have to click multiple times to get the camera to go around. And then you can also do, in combat anyway, you do WASD to move the camera around the battlefield as well. It is top-down turn-based combat, so it's if you're someone who likes turn-based combat, this is going to be right up your alley. It does have a grid-based combat system. You can see that in the first impressions video that I did. And if you're familiar with turn-based combat, you have a variety of abilities at your disposal, which we can get into. I believe it's here in the X. There appears to be some pretty complex skill trees here. I only have 2 characters, but considering it looks like there might be room for at least half a dozen characters here, I'm wondering if we don't get a full party. I don't really know how many people you can get in your party for now. But I do know we start off with these 2 characters, Satoru and Akira. Satoru is more of a melee type samurai character, and Akira is more of a ranged type character, although I did take Shinobi's Blade as one of my options to give him an up close and personal melee attack on top of his ranged. I haven't unlocked perks yet, so I don't know how that works. The relations tab is grayed out as well. I don't know if those unlock later on in the alpha. Like I said, I'm still fairly early on, but we do have series of quests we've been working on. What I found really interesting so far, there does appear to be a rudimentary relationship system in place, especially between these two guys. They seem to have a relationship. Certain decisions you make impact that relationship. And also, as we've been going through the story, as we make decisions during conversations, there are it'll say something like you've moved down the path to this being more of a samurai, or you've moved down the cold-blooded path, or you've moved down the warm-blooded path, or you've moved down the path of the Ronin. So there appears to be decisions that result in certain things happening. I don't know how those things affect your character yet, because again, we're still early on. You do have a limited hotbar here with 4 different items that you can put in here. These are items that can be used during combat, but it's worth noting you can't put anything in there during combat, so you have to plan everything out in advance. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. Um, Everything else that I've seen so far, it doesn't appear that we have a map that we can open yet. But we do have the inventory system here in the UI. I love the UI layout. I don't know what engine this is being developed in, to be honest with you. It might have said somewhere, and I don't really know. But I do like the UI that they've got here. The music is spot on. Since it's an early access, closed alpha, indie title, one of the things I will say is that it does seem to have very limited voice acting. There is some voice acting. There's some voice acting from the characters, which is in Japanese, and then there's some narration, which has been a mixture of Japanese and English. So I'm sure they're going to be adding to that as it goes throughout the alpha and beta process, and probably just based on the success of the closed alpha, or I guess just the alpha as it opens up. I keep saying closed alpha because that's what I played. I'm not exactly sure what they're titling the alpha that is. Everybody uses different titles these days, so I always just say early access because that's what it is once something goes available for sale on Steam. In any case, there's a lot going on here, and there's a lot that I don't yet know about the game. But everything I've seen so far has been interesting. Perhaps my only, I don't want to say a complaint, but those of you who are around my channel for a length of time knows that I'm a big fan of games having controller support. And right now it's mouse and keyboard only, which for me is always a struggle because I'm not a huge fan of mouse and keyboard only. But I do also recognize that it's early in that closed alpha slash early access state. And so this is possibly something that's coming in the pipeline as they continue to get deeper into it. The performance is phenomenal for what I experienced so far. I didn't have any bugs. I'm playing it in, what is it, 2K resolution right now is what the game is rendering at. And I had a great time, genuinely speaking. It's definitely early in, so I could see a lot of areas where they're going to add some polish. Like, they don't appear to have a, like, you can adjust certain aspects of the volume, but you can't adjust, where is it here? Gotta move this out of the way. You can't adjust in the the narrative, like the actual voiceovers. You can only adjust music, SF, sound effects, and UI. And so that was something where I was like, some of the voiceovers are really quiet. So that was something where I was like trying to figure out how I could turn up the voices, and then I couldn't. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to deal with it for now. So there are definitely some areas where there is room for polish as it goes deeper in. But I like what I've seen so far, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop them down below, and don't forget there's also a link down to the Steam page down below if you want to go check it out for yourself and get some hands-on time with Shadow of the Road. And again, thanks to Owlcat for providing me with a closed alpha key to play this early. I do look forward to playing the alpha. As soon as I get a chance to squeeze this into the schedule, I'll be doing so. Right now I'm in the middle of 2 brand new releases with Assassin's Creed Shadows and Atomfall. So once I get one of those games out of the way and open up a space in my schedule, we'll be taking a deeper look at this in a live stream. So make sure you stay tuned for that. In the meantime, there's over 7,500 videos on the channel, so hopefully you check all those games out. And I start my streams every single morning at around 5 a.m. Central on YouTube and Twitch. So hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe and happy gaming, everybody.